my name is Goldman. I'm an attorney with Goldman and Associates. And a lot of times people provide questions to us that we should answer, things that they're interested in. And by the way, before I continue, if you have a question or a legal topic you would like us to discuss, let us know, and of course we'll be glad to do so. One of the issues that has come up is what is considered child neglect, and should a person call CPS, Child Protective Services? Well, you got to understand one thing. What you call neglect is not necessarily what the law is going to recognize as a child neglect. I've had parents call me up and say that my child is supposed to eat 3 meals a day like everybody else, and when the child's with dad, they tend to eat fast food or they tend to eat later than scheduled, and that's neglect. Well, I don't know if that's really neglect. I think there are judgment issues and there are different parenting styles. I think that some parents run a police state in their house, and some parents run Disneyland. There are different parenting styles, and sometimes one person can say you're neglectful of the child. One person can say you're neglectful because under your watch the child only gets B pluses where you should be getting A pluses. Is that considered neglect under the law? Well, I think what the litmus test really is if something is occurring that is physically harmful for the child, that's certainly neglect. Psychologically harmful can also be neglect. Should you get CPS involved in your life? Well, there are different schools of thought on that. Some people, particularly attorneys, don't necessarily like CPS. They don't like CPS because CPS tends to slow down the movement of one's case. For example, if you're having a custody battle in which CPS is involved, the court may schedule things to hear from CPS, and the court may delay rulings until it hears from CPS. And the court may set up reviews every 60 to 90 days because CPS is involved. And guess what happens? When that occurs, everybody's got to go back to court. And you know what that does? It makes the bill go up. It makes the time allocation to the case go up. And a lot of clients do not want to pay for it, and that becomes a problem. When you involve CPS in your life, you're going to have to be prepared that it's going to delay things, it's going to complicate things, it's going to make things way more expensive. Having said that, if you intend to come to court and say to the judge, my ex is abusing the kids, the first thing out of his or her mouth is going to be, did you call CPS? As soon as they hear the word abuse, they ask for CPS. And if you haven't, the likelihood that your claim about abuse, the likelihood that that claim will have credibility gets smaller and smaller with each day you don't call CPS, because somehow the courts think that if you know there's abuse, somehow the world knows that CPS should be called. Whether they do or don't is a different story, but that's the legal reality of what happens. So even though some people don't like CPS, if you intend to use an abuse or neglect allegation in your case, you might well have to call CPS to get the credibility of the court. If you have any questions about that, of course, reach out to us and we'll be glad to help you out. If you have found this helpful, please like, comment,